Hey everyone, KIC here, and there's a horde walking by. So it's morning, and I can show you that my sprain has, well, regressed to a sprain, no longer re-injured. And I went to one of the houses, just checking it out. So overnight, I might have maybe whipped up some metal, and I want to check out what happens with this. What do we have here? Oops. What did that turn out to be? Oh, that's a bunch of scrap. Day 4, not day 7. So the horde should not be, theoretically, that big a deal. Now the funny part is, and I might come back for more of that stuff later, is you'll see there's some boards right there. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I walked right through them. Not sure how or why, but that's what happened. So forgive me as I spend a moment here chopping these down and wondering what sort of damage this horde is doing to this house. Haven't even had a chance to check the cupboards yet to see if there's anything good in here. I'm just going to assume the case is yes. Wow, that's a lot of them. Knock that off, knock it off, knock it off. You moved. You didn't move. They are making pretty short work of this house, I gotta tell you. I got that guy's attention anyway. I should probably be checking some of these before they vanish. I half wonder if I shouldn't be taking all this brass that I'm finding in places. Just because I am using so much ammunition, I might need to make more. Apparently I cannot search anything except that bloated, or rather, that infected woman. Haven't really been collecting any of the paper or anything like that either, so that's one less potential item to be carrying that could be helpful. Yeah, look at that. They destroyed this kitchen. At least there's still some stuff to be found in here. And look at that. Pimps have changed it so that the corner block is no longer a cupboard. I thought that was the case, but I thought I would check around in a couple places to be sure. My plan for day 4 is really take it kind of easy. Not necessarily because I have a sprained leg, although that theoretically could be considered part of it. Rabbits are right there, huh? That's interesting. But also I want to take it easy because I'm going to go check out an airdrop. Still got a couple game hours before that happens. Yeah, it'd be silly not to take those. I don't even remember if I still have one. Yeah, I thought there was a crawler out here. Oh, there's 2 of them. I can't remember if I have a wrench in my box in the other house. So I'll at least take one of them and break the other down. And I don't know if I should be collecting all the lead. I seem to have found a fair bit of scrap stuff in other instances. Alright, let's free the rabbits. A couple game hours to go until the airdrops. Of course, there's no guarantee it'll be nearby me, but seems to have been the case thus far, so... Run, rabbits, you're free. Excuse me. Seems to be that big guy still. Wow, I am already full of stuff. Well, I guess I can at least free up one spot this way. I did make a shotgun last night. Last game night, I should say. Since this has been more or less one continuous play session. Haven't used it yet, though. And unfortunately, it's a sawn-off shotgun, or a sawed-off shotgun. It's not a standard shotgun. Might come back to bite me in the rear end later, but I don't know, might be okay. That remains to be seen. So this thing is pretty full. I also made some leather gloves, so that's why the cloth ones are sitting in there. I don't have a wrench in here, so I'm glad I grabbed both of those. Because now I can go ahead and break that down into... Oops, didn't mean to do that. A little bit of scrap iron, which it's not necessarily a whole lot at this point, but it is a start. Okay, let's put the brass in there. Bottled water. I can fill you up. I should, and I should check here. There we go. See, I should have a bunch more water in there. Don't want to lose that water since I seem to have lost a bunch of the other stuff. I guess I no longer need the gloves. Shotgun shells, you can go over there. 10 millimeter. That's you. I don't carry 10 right now because I don't have an SMG. Gunpowder, you can go in there. Do have quite a few bandages now. That's a good thing. Really don't need to be carrying around a ton of water. But I need to make some room for stuff too. Look at that. A lot of glass jars. Already there's 11 there. I don't really want to make another storage chest because I'm not planning on staying here, and it's going to be a fair amount of running around back and forth, transporting all this junk if I have a bunch of it. How much longer here? 1,500 seconds. Oh. 10 fullness. Well, I can go ahead and eat a venison right now. Still have a little bit of that at least. And I can have some water. And that should get me through the next couple of hours without too much worry. Still wouldn't mind taking some pigs down, but since I ate all my eggs early on, I need to go find some more. Reason for that is to make bacon and eggs. Forget what it's called exactly. It might not be called that specifically, but you can get, or you can make rather, essentially super awesome travel rations by combining those things once they're all cooked up. I'm going to run back here just for the time being. Oh, you know what? There's a, there's at the very least a toilet in here I can use. Never tried using a sink, just to see if it would work. Wonder if they're ever going to make that sink look like it's not, I don't know, flat. That's kind of silly, but whatever. Another mining helmet. That guy is just totally stuck in the wall, isn't he? Where was the toilet? I thought there was one in here. I didn't check this stuff. I should check this stuff, huh? Nothing. Hey, look at that. Cat food at this point is food. Take those. Is it over here? Yeah, that's where it was. And I did check you. I'm just curious. Can I hit this guy? Oh. Okay, I'm gonna leave him then. No reason for me to go bother him. Now the question becomes, where should I build? I don't know what the answer to that is going to be just yet. If I look on the map, the city is kind of in this general area, and looks like it carries on for quite a ways. I kind of like the idea of building near it. I'm going to go ahead and head north a little bit. Need to do a little more exploration still, because there's a lot of the map I have no clue about at this point. I did not mean to grab... That's unfortunate. Did not mean to be running around with all of my venison. Let me go put that back right quick. I have some cat food, so I'm covered on the food side for the time being. I don't really want to attract zombies wherever I go. At least not while I have a sprained leg. Granted, it's down to 20% on the debuff, but still I didn't mean to travel around with this stuff regardless. Put you back there. And while I'm here, I can at least do that. Craft that stuff down. And drop that in there for the time being. Bottled water, bottled water. You know what? Since I have that ready to go, let's go ahead and do that. I swear I have the worst luck with this game when it comes to clicking on things. Put one more plank in there. Especially that stupid cook button. I swear I have to click it a good 3 or 4 times before it decides to work. Actually wasted a couple of logs earlier trying to cook down, I think it was 14 bottles of water, because I could have sworn I clicked cook, but didn't activate. That's what I get for not paying attention. I'm going to go ahead and start collecting eggs now. Never really did that aside from early on in this save I did that, but I think now's a good time to start. Since there are pigs around, and I'm thinking of building out here somewhere. It's going overhead. Oh, look at that. That is nice and close. How many did it drop? Looks like only 2. So, I'm going to run out here. I think I'm going to grab both of them. I mean, why not? I want to see what they have in them. Now that other one's going to set down first, which means I need to line them up as quickly as I can here. I lost the other one. Where did you go? Looks like it should be about here. Just looking at the angle of the parachute. Yeah, that should be just about due north. Not entirely, but pretty close. Let's see if I can still see it if I run out a little ways. Nope. Not popping up. But this guy's almost down. I was wondering if it would land on me. What do we have? A lot of stuff I already have. Rations I don't have. Okay. Not bad. I mean, that doesn't quite rival the supply drops of 8.5 and 8.6, and presumably earlier as well, since I wasn't playing a lot of the earlier builds, but 3 cans of food. Considering that the food has been reworked, the rations have been reworked to provide a little bit more fullness, 3's not bad. Since I do have some venison, I should be good on food for a while. Okay, now comes the fun part of playing Spot the Crate. And I get turned around in this game so easily, it's entirely possible I can be heading north, and before you know it, I am no longer going north. That's a plant, I think. go ahead and take that. So this is about the direction I'm guessing the crate should be. I would think I've gone just about far enough to find it. That is not it over there. That's bricks. So I might need to wander around a little bit east and west before I find it. So let's use the zoom of the pistol. See if that helps any. If you see it, shout out and let me know, because I'm not. Maybe I haven't gone out far enough. Thought I did. Maybe not, though. Pretty much back at the city at this point, which, as I was kind of saying earlier, I kind of think I want to build somewhere around the city. It's kind of hilarious. I had been thinking maybe I should build near the desert just to have access to sand so I can make glass jars, but now that you get a jar after you drink water, I am not exactly needing them. Granted, if I were cooking with more water, then I would go through them a little quicker, which, to cook the eggs, I will need to do that. So, I will need jars in the future, but I don't think I'm going to need to set up a jar industry. Easy for me to say. I would guess it would be east before it would be west. Not that I have any cold, hard reason for that other than it looked like it would have been a little more east. But appearances can be deceiving. At this point, I have definitely gone a fair bit east. I'm curious if maybe it fell in the water and they no longer float? I don't know. Sure not seeing it, though. And this is around... Is this about where I was? No, a little more over here, I think. Yeah, that was the one right there. That's the one I walked through. Look at that. Rabbits can walk on water. You've seen it here. So, not only could... reminds me of a picture I just saw of people who could walk on water. Jesus, Moses, and I forget the other guy. But he was being chased by a bull, so... that explains why he was walking on water. Although technically he was running on water. And apparently you can add that rabbit to the list. You are getting really close there, buddy. Yes, I can breathe again. They need to fix that delay. That's a long, stupid delay. Oh, just drop. Give me your honey. Well, I guess I'm not going to find that second crate. Not at this rate. That's a bummer. Kind of lost it pretty quickly there, and I mean, I suppose it could be back in that forest, but I would have thought it'd be right around here. I've gotten pretty good at estimating the distance between them, and I guess I've judged this one incorrectly. I'm going to go ahead and take that and see if that's a blueberry plant. Lockers. Look at that. Quite a few Magnum rounds. Even though I only have one part of a Magnum. Let's see here. Oops. Keep hitting the wrong key. You are not think that's actually a blueberry bush. Let's see if I can plant these guys. Yep. That is not it. That is a tree stump. Well, I'll take the water. Flashlight doesn't necessarily do me a whole lot of good right now. Need to go repair my pistol too. Look at that. That guy's pretty busted up at this point. Man, I'm gonna have to make another storage chest at this point. Now that I have a bunch of magnum rounds and some other stuff, I don't see any way around it, so maybe instead I should be figuring out where I'm going to build. Need to make some sort of fortification. Kind of like the idea of maybe, I don't know, maybe right about here. Kind of along the road a little ways. Not a whole lot around. I mean, a lot of trees. Spider zombies. Do have some dirt, at least on the riverfront, the immediate riverfront. And if I go across the way over here, then I have a lot of destroyed stone that I can mine. And since I do happen to have a pickaxe, and there are a bunch of cinder blocks around, not to mention roads, that means I can get gravel, which means I can get a cement industry going in pretty short order. So, yeah. Not a bad little take overall. Oh, look at that. I'm about to starve. Guess I should eat that cat food I've been carrying. Not before I drink a little water, because I'm about to lose everything I get with the cat food. And there goes the water, and there goes the water. And there goes the stomach. So, I'm going to go ahead and kill this pig over here. Assuming I can get close enough to it. Here, piggy, piggy, piggy. You don't need to run away. Wow, he's really taken off, isn't he? Okay, I'm not going to kill that pig. I'm just going to go have to find another one. Because I think I want to get me some nice traveling rations going, and if I need to build another supply crate, so be it. Supply crate. Storage chest. You know what I mean. Still got that supply crate on the mind. Oh, look at you. There goes the pig. Come back. Don't know how many rounds they take, but that did the trick. Ah, look at that. I got a lot of pork off that guy. Do I have any free slots? Now I have one. Because need more wood again. And I tell you, this has been an interesting game thus far. Sure, I could have played it differently. You always can do things differently, and that would change what you're doing. Did I pick up the seed? Oh, look at that. I actually had room for seed. That's right, because I dropped the can and I already had logs. But yeah, I mean, I could have done things differently. Definitely could have done things differently. Not necessarily to say better or worse, but differently, and could be in a completely different spot right now. Could already have a nice, thriving cement industry going on. Could be mining, building a bunch of stuff. Could have explored in the busted up town a little bit more. In fact, I still would like to do that. I still need to go check out one of those apartment buildings. I don't know what I'm expecting to find there, but I'm hopeful. Hopeful being the key word. That there's some good stuff in there. Both of them, really. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put these plants down, or those seeds, rather. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and put the blueberries down too. Just because I can go ahead and put them on the water's edge. Look at that. Fine. And now I need to head back to my closet. Seems kind of funny to say it that way, but yeah, I'm chilling in the closet. Here, Oliver. Oh, don't you get away from me. I can't see through that. There we go. Really need more eggs, but whatever. It's a good start. I'll find more eggs as I go along, I'm sure. So I'm going to go ahead and run back to my... Well, maybe I shouldn't run because I don't exactly have a ton of food on me. Granted, I guess I do have some rations, but still, I try not to go through it as much as I can. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and run back to my house here, or walk back to my house at a slower rate thanks to my sprained leg. I'm going to do some cooking, probably build another chest, throw some junk in there, and decide on if I'm going to go exploring in the apartment tomorrow or start building. So next time I join you, it should be day 5, and we will pick off from there. So thanks for watching. See you later.